Yo, welcome to the Barber Shop. Yo, welcome to the Barber Shop. You are indeed welcome to the Barber Shop podcast, 3 words. And we're here live, Twitch TV, every Wednesday night. We are stacked deep on YouTube and iTunes. If you look for us, you will find us. Barber Shop podcast from the great city of Hamilton, Ontario, from Boxo Studio in the shadow of the Hamilton Mountain, the blast furnace of live original music. And who has the key to that, Ryan Cannon? Who?
I don't.
No. Do you have the combination? Do you know someone?
I have the lockpick.
That's how we get in.
Yeah.
Nefariously. Ryan Cannon and Gary Greenland in the control room, being control freaks. Everyone loves a good freak. Keeps life interesting. Great to have you back, as you are every week. You're on I know they come out there and they kind of grab you and drag you out of what you're doing. And those are the goons who work for Barbershop Podcast, who drive the van. And they're well known around town. Don't fuck with us. And we bring you music. More than music, we bring you joy. We bring you an insight into something that's going on, something that is deep and rich, but it is maybe not on your radar screen. If you are one of the 63,000 people who have watched the show, you are someone who is aware of live original music. It's in every center, in every town. It exists in the clubs, in the studios. It is awash with so much great music. And all we're trying to do here is introduce you to some players on the scene, some of the writers, the poets, and the players who are bringing that kind of joy to our life. So tonight we have the Bandicoots. Who are the Bandicoots?
Hello.
We're going to find out.
It's us.
That's one of the questions, right? And right off the bat, were you aware of your identity? Let's introduce everyone, in the band right off the bat. I don't know. Why don't you guys introduce yourself and tell me? We'll go left to right, and and tell me my left, stage left. Before we get into the music, introduce yourself and how long you've been playing as a musician. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, I'm Justin, everybody.
Yeah.
I got since I was 9, I've owned a guitar.
Yeah. And I got to say, Justin's coming in tonight and he was like, oh man, I might have to sit down and not sing. He's really you got a voice and he's putting himself on the line. He's sounding great in sound check and you won't believe it. It'll be after the fact that it's like those guys who do go and do the championship fights when they got broken hands and stuff like that.
That's what I am.
You're a fighter, right? You may
singing.
be a poet and a mama's boy, but you're a fighter at the end of the day, aren't you? You're a scrapper, right? You show and you do it. So was music a big part of your life, right off the bat, or was it something you found later?
Later on, I don't know. It's hard to say.
It was
on the spot. Yeah, later on, after post 10 years old.
Yeah.
And it was just little things I'd see Sum 41 and whatever. Metallica,
yeah.
AC/DC. But I didn't really listen to music when I was really young, other than my mom would play Elvis and stuff.
Yeah, and in a way I'm getting at that because the video game generation, the computer generation, the millennial generation that you guys came from, there's so many options to who you are and what you love to do and what your friends are doing and what you identify with. Music isn't front and center like it was in my generation or even in Ryan's generation, where those choices were limited. It's already pre-established. So I'm curious because I'm wondering, were you guys all freak of nature, being musicians? Was there still a thrive? Because it was always a thing, when you hit 10, 11, 12, there was someone who blew your mind, in our generation, Kiss, or in yours, Metallica. And with Ryan, Metallica was one of those ones that blew his mind, right? That's that's what I want to do.
Right.
And guys older than me, they all remember when the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan, and they're sitting at home at 10 or 11, 12, and they went, that's what I want to do. And God damn it, that's what they did with their life. Yeah. So was there a moment like that with you, or was it kind of a gradual thing? And I'll ask you all that same question.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess it's just having music in the house. That was like the first thing. The reason why I picked up a guitar in the first place was because my cousin, Nicholas, he got a guitar for Christmas, and I was a bit younger than him, and he had it at Christmas, like, you can have one of these things. I thought it was just for people that weren't me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, oh cool, you can actually buy a guitar, you can have a guitar. I thought it was really cool. So the entire year up to the next Christmas, I was like going through magazines and trying to find my guitar.
Yeah.
I wanted an electric guitar, but I had to get the acoustic first, because that's the step you have to
It
do.
is. It's the rules, you know. One puts the kids through it. So, who are you?
I'm Lorant.
Lorant, and
I play bass.
my name is Lorant, and I play bass. Music in was it a family thing, or?
No, not at all. I mean, my mom signed me up for guitar lessons when I was 10, just because like we were immigrants. She's like, hey, maybe if you look like you're doing something, they'll let us stay here. But then I quit until I was like 18, and then we always used to skateboard every day. And I was like, he plays guitar, I could probably do that. And then pretty much for the past,
because
like, oh, you guys suck at guitar, but maybe give this thing a try.
No, it's like you got a real flair for the bass, and there's a snaky, brutal beautiness to a good bass player, right? He's got to be sexy as fuck, and he's got to be like he knows he's putting the mojo down on that sort of thing. Sure. He makes all of you sound good, or he makes the girls dance anyway. And I don't think people like, there's two schools. There's the failed guitar player, and then there's the guy who's really, he's born to play bass. You know, do you dabble with anything else, or is that your? No, you know, I'm saying you're like a sniper. It's a specialist.
Yeah. I mean, we just moved into a new student house with a few of our friends, and we have a nice jam space. We rented a drum kit from Long Wade. It's only like $30 a month. So we got like a cool jam space right now.
This guy's a multi-instrument.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that.
He also got to pull out a flute third song into this.
And like, so as I was going to say, you seem natural. It's like, oh, you know, I can kind of pick it up. I did it. It's like, trust me, when you hear, you'll know. The proof is in the pudding. All right, what about you?
So I'm Nick. I got into music through my dad. Pretty much when I was 9 or so. For Christmas, he bought me like a shitty guitar and like an amp he found in the dumpster, basically, because he's like super into rock and roll. Like Rolling Stones are his favorite band. I've seen them twice, which is pretty sweet. Thought I'd see them in my lifetime. So he pretty much raised me with it. Took me for lessons. I'm still going to lessons for 10, 11 years now. And then yeah, I used to play mostly metal kind of stuff. Kind of got into the indie stuff when I met these bunch of lads. But yeah. So
like you wanted to play guitar right away because that's like the tone and the whole idea of playing guitar is what did for you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And did you take to it like a duck to water? Are you good at lessons? Are you a good student?
Yeah.
Or you just,
yeah, picked it up pretty quick. Like I said, like my teacher, like mostly plays like metal and stuff, so I learned all of the techniques and the crazy stuff right away. Jumped right into it. I didn't even start with an acoustic like most people, like right into it. Right?
So this must seem like old man music for you now, almost what you're doing. Like this band rocks, you know. It's great. It's got a great and having a great drummer is a big part of it, right? So, you know.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you.
I'm Andrew.
Yeah.
I've been playing drums for like
64 years.
10 years. I should be better than I am. I wanted to play guitar.
Yeah.
My older brother took up guitar before I did, and I thought that was really cool. And then I got to this point where I had to decide, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. He's doing that already. He's better than me. He's going to be better than me his whole life. So I'm like, I better do something else. I better do something else. So I took up drums, and this is my first real band, I guess.
Oh, it's your band.
I did. Well, yeah. How did you
we
think
go
this
to his
whole
house to jam, dude.
That's my house.
That's pretty
That's
much
my drums. Lost my train of thought. And I had a combo group that we did, and I did that band, and that really helped kind of learn about everything. And then I met these guys, met Justin at a party, just threw together a little jam. That was pretty cool.
Funny thing was, Laurent was there as well.
Yeah.
But we didn't let him play.
No, but you set the hook, right?
And then Nick, I met through a mutual friend, and he came over and would always shred and go home and not talk to us ever. He never said a word to us.
Showed up,
Still does.
played, went home. Wouldn't say bye.
Still does it, yeah.
It's mysterious.
Too shy, dude.
So, at what point did you say, I want to do original music and I want it to be called the Bandicoots and I want these are the guys in it? Did somebody in that you've since gotten rid of and then you've tightened the lineup to this, or was this?
We don't.
You don't talk about that?
No,
Yeah, because that happens in every band.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only reason I mentioned
it's
it.
always the bass player.
Yeah, you know. Hey, Ryan.
Then the band gets famous, man.
We did have another bass player
Yeah.
named Max.
On the last interview, you said
It's always
bless him,
a-
like he died.
you know.
Bless him. Bless his soul.
And it's always, and it's always a good guy. He's a good bass player, but it's just not as good as the next bass player that you get.
He
So,
was a
you know.
he was a great singer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was a
Great
great
singer.
singer.
I think we all can agree on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, and even stylistically, does your music kind of flow out of a jam, like a kind of a holistic jam, and then you write from it, or
We're terrible at jamming.
so you write piecemeal and say, okay,
Yeah.
craft a song together, yeah.
Much more.
If we say, let's sit down and jam and just write something, we end up playing like jazz fusion.
Yeah.
I think that's
Or
our
wearcraft, just
I
like
think that's our
terrible.
calling, but
Yeah.
we're playing this stuff instead.
That's good,
Yeah.
because I think you really have to have that butcher's eye when you're writing a song and saying it's got to have a hook, it's got to have a bunch of hooks,
Yeah.
it's got to have a beginning, a middle, and end, and maybe a little middle fun part here.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Put it up on the wall and thumbtacks,
I'm
move
sure
some
there's
stuff
people
around.
who-
That comes
Yeah.
from
Pretty much.
Justin
yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Justin will bring us the
He's
bare
the-
bones.
I
and
just
we'll-
lock myself in a basement for
Yeah.
days on end until I come
In
up with
his
something good.
10-story apartment building. He locks himself
Almost the penthouse.
Yeah, and
Beverly Hills.
again, and as you mentioned, it's tough, at this age, saying I don't have the freedom to play often and in the environments I want, where I can play as long or with the volume I want.
Right.
So you have to be kind of really crafty and really dedicated to your time and your use of time,
That's
right?
true. Yeah, that's true.
Well, it shows in what you do, and there's no proof like the proof in the pudding. We always like getting off with a live tune, and you know exactly what you're going to play, don't you?
Oh, we've known for weeks. We've got this plan.
All right, do you want to tell us what it is, or?
Yeah, this is Overnight Innovator, the first song on our new EP titled Quarters at the Penny Arcade. Get yours now.
All right, we're gonna be humping and pimping and pumping that EP real soon. All right, right here, right now, live, the Bandicoots, barbershoppodcast.com.
It's a blatant robbery when he's trying to be the original wannabe. If he aims
That is rock and roll Bandicoots style. People invariably ask you, once they find out you're a musician, you're in a band, what kind of music do you play? You have to get good at answering that question. You can't be like a standard answer. If you practice it, do you know what kind of music you play?
Instrumental jazz fusion.
You know?
What we
Which
always
is
say.
wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like answering the question. That's the problem.
Rock and roll, man.
We
Yeah.
surpass borders.
Yeah.
No genre will encapsulate this.
You know, but you have to. You have to do
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
a favor and do it. And it rocks, you know, and people, I think it's like if I was to, you know, help you out with this,
Please, yeah.
It make girls move their bums. You know, it's
Okay.
it's
So we'll start there.
Yeah, it's
That's always a good thing.
Booty shaking.
it's non-ironic. You know, it has a familiar flavor, stuff I would have been enjoying in the 80s.
We listen to all that stuff, like 60s, 80s, 70s, and on. So it's all
So
in there.
every year
Yeah.
ever.
So that's what you're hearing. Like it is
Yeah.
sort of our blend of, like, you know, what David Bowie and the Beatles and
And just like the blues or any kind of communicative music, you're putting your own personality and your own spin on it. But it's what for me, what it does is it kind of puts it into the realm of pop music, and that excites me because pop music, I think there's been a dearth of kind of like fun, real pop music, right?
Yeah.
And you have to embrace that. People ask you who your influences are or what you sound like. I would say, you know, it sounds like a, you know, gee, I don't have a much easier time than you guys, right? But I think that all the time you need to cultivate your audience and, you know, and ask them, you know, what do you like about our show? Like,
Yeah.
people will be more than happy to tell you at the end of the night when they
Help
go
us
out and they go,
craft
you guys
it.
are great, because they'll say that all the time, right? It'll be like, you guys are great, we're great. What did you like most about it? And like, stick that in your thing, and then that goes in your press kit, you know,
Right.
those little nuggets, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a crowded room. Right, and this is probably your first real band. Is it? You know, you put
Yeah.
something together as a unit. Are you now realizing the kind of task ahead now to be the salesman and to be the promoter, and how much you got to put on your own shoulders?
yeah. We've been booking a tour out to Montreal for the late summer, and as much as we want this just to be like messing around on guitars, like, you have to think about that stuff. Hopefully, sooner than later, we're gonna get too massive to have to do it ourselves, and then we can just do the songs and stuff. But
Yeah, it's
you
a
do.
tricky grind, dude.
Mhm.
You just have to take everything everyone says and just be better than everyone else.
It's true.
Put it. It's
yeah,
just,
and take the love and take the hate in equal measures, and you know, just keep doing it. And perseverance, the weight of conviction. My friend Glenn Marshall said that stuck with me. You know, people appreciate and value the weight of conviction, and if you believe in something and you do something, that's what kind of gets through to people.
Eventually, people will believe
Yeah,
you.
you believe it, they'll believe it too, right? So
We think we're pretty awesome. We're just waiting for everybody else to catch on.
to wake
What's
up
wrong
to it,
with you,
right?
man?
It's like, Jesus, like, when is this going to take forever in this game of rock and roll? So you got a new EP coming out. Tell me about that.
Go for it.
Whoever this throat isn't wrecked, who likes to talk.
Hey,
There are
give it a
4
shot.
songs on it.
Good.
One of which we just played. One of which we just released, which is Could You Get Me to Tomorrow, which is the single, I would say, off of
I
it.
think so. It's hard to
You think
yeah.
so?
Yeah. Well, Overnight and Could You Get Me to Tomorrow would be the
Two
So
two singles.
the one that we just played would be one of the singles as well, which would be half of the EP. So half of
Just
our
4
half of
songs.
our EP is singles.
The first
So-
one was 3 of them were singles out of 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was kind of weird.
Crazy.
Just they're just so good.
But it is out now, I think. Nobody tells me anything. I was on vacation, so nobody tells me anything. It's
so
out now.
It's out now, but you're going to have a big release in early June.
Yeah.
June
All right?
3rd.
June 3rd
At This Ain't
at
Hollywood.
This Ain't Hollywood. It's
Buy
a
your
Friday
tickets.
night, 345 James Street North in the heart of
on
downtown Hamilton. Yeah, I gotta love the Saint. I do. They've been very good to me. It's a great rock and roll bar. Never had a bad time there.
Definitely.
Ever.
Lou's a really good guy.
He is
too.
a good guy, despite what they write about him in his own bathrooms. All right.
Oh, does he
What do
get
they
bashed?
say?
No, I just want him to go in there and look at all of that writing, and there's about 6,000
Wait, what did they say about me in the
Here somewhere, bastards. All right, we're going to start video. So how's the video experience for you? I liked it. I watched it. I thought it was good. I thought it was, it wasn't insulting. A lot of videos are, and it has nothing to do with how much money you spend on a video. It's like, do you kind of get yourself and do you get across who you are in that video?
Right.
Like, is that people don't owe you nothing, and you can use that as a beautiful vehicle to tell people who you are. And I thought you did a good job. So tell me about that.
I
Take it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we shoot all the videos ourselves because I used to like make videos on YouTube and stuff. And then my buddy Austin, he's in film at like Fanshawe, so he always comes and helps us out. So I basically just have like a crappy like DLSR. So we shoot everything ourselves, write it, direct it. Usually we come up with like a little script like a week before we just shoot it. We'll film it, edit it up, send it out. They've turned out all right. We had some actors at least in the last one, which are pretty good. We had Curtis Connor in it, who's pretty good. And
they're great, and they're only going to get better and better, and more fun. And this is how you get it across. All right, here they are right now. BarbershopPodcast.com. Could you get me tomorrow? She's clearly not getting you today, so it's a plaint of hope.
Wait.
great tune, great video, like a lot of fun, and of clearly, you know, the visual medium is part of it. So does that work in your stage show? Like, how do you approach your stage show? How many live gigs have you done so far?
Well, we've been doing them for
a lot of gigs.
Yeah, a lot. So like what when you started as opposed to where you are now? Like, tell me about that role.
I just tell worse jokes now. That's probably the only thing that's changed.
We have like 2 set jokes he tells every time.
No,
maybe
they're
one
fresh
person
every
laughs.
time.
Didn't you just copy them? Anyways.
Yeah, I tell this. Do you know
all our secrets
Dean
away
Martin?
You gotta tell it now.
Don't tell them.
All right, okay.
Yeah, tell
So
it.
it goes a little something like this. I recently decided to stop drinking. I freeze it now and eat it like a popsicle.
Yes. Do you want to hear the second? The second one's even worse. Okay.
It can't be.
I don't drink anymore. Okay, ready? I don't drink anymore. I don't drink any less.
That's better.
Yeah, we say them every time.
We say them. We.
It's a band where like it's like a group effort.
Why are they both about drinking?
You're so cute, you know. I mean, it's like there's like you're like Bill Majors, and that's how I met you through him.
Bill, yeah.
And Billy's just such a genuine, wonderful, warm character, right? You keep thinking like, "What? This must be a put on for some sort of knife that's going to come at some point in time, right?" No one's like this. And
Joke's
it
not
is.
over.
He's one of those. Yeah.
Bill doesn't know us that well.
Exactly. That's he waits
Bill's
for the perfect
an
moment.
awesome guy.
He is an awesome guy. And he was originally going to be tonight's guest. He was on about 2 years ago.
I just watched.
Came in with Corey and Anna. You know, it's like he's the only guy I know coming with an acoustic guitar with this huge, just when he was writing the record collector, spinning in his mind. And he comes in with an electric guitar and a cello player and someone playing a cajon and a long stick with a row of keys on it, kind of like a glockenspiel or, you know, just soundscaping texture.
For sure.
Music, that's clearly you guys hear too, because there's note players and sound makers. Are you all sound makers? Is that what turns you on when you make music? I don't see anyone being like a charting wizard or something.
We all
who
make
really,
sound.
yeah.
We do.
I have no idea.
I mean, all that
How to
stuff's
answer
cool.
that.
Like, Pet Sounds used a lot of weird stuff.
That's yeah. The reason why like Bill and I started talking in the first place was I had heard one of his tunes, and that's what caught me. Like just all he really layers up everything. He's got like every instrument on his stuff. That's what I like. I think Lorant and I both are more so like.
It's fun. I mean, if you have a studio, you know, go with it. I love making, you know, I love a naked recording. I like it all. Right? That's my problem. I do. Everyone's like, well, you just gotcha. It's like, well, you know, I'm not lying. I like it. I like the fact that original music is being created and produced, and it's getting put out there. And then a lot of times, it's with a decreasing number of venues, it's harder to get a gig. They're dispersed further apart. And when you write original music and play original music, because you guys can play probably 500 covers if you wanted to.
I wouldn't remember the words, but
you can mumble your way through it. But you're in this because you started writing original stuff. Was that kind of right off the bat with the band? It's like, I want to do original music.
Yeah, for sure. I think it
was pretty quick. Yeah.
It was because I joined the band later than everyone else. Like, what, a year and a half later?
You joined like 2 weeks before we went into the studio.
Yeah.
So it was already established that this was going to be, you know, because Ryan and I were in a band. We did that too, but we wanted to make money, so we played a whole bunch of covers that sounded like us, right? And that's always cool because, you know, the Stones and, you know, the Beatles, and they all ripped off and, you know, like got girls dancing and guys drinking and got an audience, and then sprinkled the originals and the, you know.
I think we were like
pretty much how
we
people
wanted
start.
to do the originals, and then we figured out like, oh crap, we don't have any money.
Yeah.
We have to do cover shows.
Yeah.
You know.
My first gig was at like Frisco's.
Yeah.
We
God
played
rest his soul.
covers.
People and again, in art form, people are defensive, and they you know, you have to prove yourself when you're right. But for some reason, you connect with them, you make them dance, you make them. It's a song they like. You know, that's someone who's you've made a friend. All right, we're gonna play another live one from the Bandicoots. You're going to be able to get their, can they get your EP right now at this moment if they were to go onto a website and give you money, or would they have to wait until
You can
magic
pre-order
date?
it right now.
That's even better.
Head to our website.
Get on a pre-ordering list, because then you're always like right up there at the top. When they blow up, you get all of the golden treatment, right? First one to get the concert notice. All right, live. You're going to do Frank. Oh, yeah, Frankenstein. Is that what you're doing? I love the, because it's with, an ampersand, right? So are they, it was so cool and funny that you just write a song around it, or you actually know people named
It's
Frank?
written about a bar in Guelph.
Perfect.
In a fight there, is that what happened? Was it Frank? Oh yeah, you kept calling the fucking bouncer Frank, flipping him off and shit.
Yeah,
oh my god.
If I have too many of these,
Dustin's got beat up at Hess before.
Alright, let's just.
You got a black eye.
You gotta love a song with a story. They're all great. Right here, right now. Barbershop Podcast.com.
Since Major Boulder had a few more to ensure, there's no way they could ignore your glass overflowing with charm. False alarm. You see you're up in the front row, you flick on your mojo, brain tells you don't go, but surely you checked. Ignore the strokes and the fast pace and cut straight to the trace. Those thoughts with the straight face, moment you've been waiting for. So run, if it's just your world we're living in, let's try mine, I'm only visiting. Surprisingly averted, just called to preferred about that line you just blurted, then alerted. Yours at the back. Yeah, but Frankenstein don't scare you. Continue to pursue that girl with the tattoo. Chain up the capture. Say the line, if it's just your world we're living in. Let's try mine, I'm only visiting. If it's just your world that we're living in, let's try mine, I'm only visiting. If it's just your world that we're living in, let's try mine, I'm only visiting.
All right. Rock and roll. Bandicoots style right here. Barbershopcast.com. Love a good time and love our sponsor. Going to give a big shout out to the great folks over HamiltonArtists.ca. Well, they're called Urban Hamilton Artists or Hamilton Artists. Either way, they're moving into a giant new location. They're busting seams where they are. And we're going to give you that address soon. Right now, presently, they're at 1141 Main Street East at Balmoral. And that's, of course, in Hamilton, just east of the Delta. And they print anything on anything. They're committed to helping small businesses, bands, artists, musicians promote and market their business. They do T-shirts, mugs, keychains, tiny little things, great big things. They have laser etching machines. They have vinyl wraps. If you have a message to get out and you want to do it, you can do it at hamiltonartist.ca. They have set us up with a whole bunch of Barbershop podcast merchandise, which we just kind of put up online today. So if you love Barbershop podcast, and who doesn't, and you want to have a mug or a mouse pad, or what we got? We got tote bags, and we got hoodies, we got T-shirts, whatever color you want, and you can get them. Go check them out, hamiltonartist.ca. Whole big line of merchandise for some of the great artists here. If you're an artist, you know, it's not a big deal. People like you. You know what? They got your CD. They really want some of your stuff. And Hamilton Artists will fix you up with stuff. Speaking of stuff, you guys as millennials growing up in a materialistic world that has shut you out, you've been told it's bitter, right? You've been fucked. You've been shafted. But, you know, that's what they've told the last 3 generations. So that's a bit of a scam, too. As far as, like, music, do you have... You know, sounds like maybe some of you with musician in the, you know, the reason I kind of asked, like, how hard is it to make music a priority when, you know, you're kind of at the age where it's like, well, my friends are doing this and they're getting hooked up and they're doing this and they should be like a junior executive account to rep at this company or have a girlfriend and have her knocked up at least, if not one kid. And like music takes a commitment. Mm-hmm. So tell me about that.
I mean, just you do it because you like it, right? I mean, I feel like you could always make time for anything you want to make time for, because all of us are working full time now, right? It's like through the summer, and there's always just, you know, like we're working in Guelph, it's commuting every day, and I live up there, so I come down like once a week and once on the weekend. I feel like there's always time if you really want to make time for it, you know?
Yeah. And again, that comes through the weight of conviction when you write, when you play, and what you put into it, and you show up and you play a gig. And I mean, it's tough when there's like, say, there's 7 people at a gig where you've all made such huge sacrifices in your life to go there and do it.
That's
and
never
it's like,
happened to us.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it
Always
happens.
5, not 7. That's too much.
That's too much. And then no, I've done it with guys who, you know, done European tours, and it's just like, it's kind of hit and miss. Well. I'm convinced that you guys have a real passion for it. I have, and Bill Majoris, of course, went a long way to say, you know, I like these guys. He's got a great taste in music. He's not as old as me, but he's getting up there. He looks like 22, though. I love that about Bill. Who did, like, what's your deal with Satan? I want the same deal. All right, we're going to play something off of the EP, or are we going to do another video?
This is
the other video. This is for
Multi-videos.
Mind Your Manners, like another song spelled really weird.
There you go. Mind your manners like a giant haunted house. M-A-N-O-R. So, a story, or they can figure out for ourselves?
Yeah, tell this one, man.
Yeah, it's a good one. Come
It's sort of a... Okay, so if you see the spell in there on manners,
yeah.
It's a little secret, not many people... I don't know. It's, so there's a. I think my mom's watching, but there's a strip club in Guelph called
somebody
the
told
Manor.
you about.
Yes.
Friend of mine, just funny guy. So it's in Guelph. Got the name from that because it's spelled, you know, M-A-N-O-R, and the phrase is N-N-E-R-S. That's the funny part about it. The story takes place.
You can tell his jokes are really good all the time.
The story is like we went to Oshiega when we were 18, and we went to a friend of ours went to another strip club, and so this is sort of just like this. There's a mention of someone named Maya. If you're up there, Maya, we don't know where you've gone
to, but you inspired greatness.
So this is just kind of. Yeah, it's just about this. Our friend stayed in too long, didn't have enough money, stuff like that. That's what it is.
And him and his band wrote a song about it. Right here, right now. Mind Your Manners on barbershoppodcast.com.
Nic Kozel! Nic! to the moon, send you packing for the stars on a hot air balloon. For days stuck in a haze, you ever see a place like this? She'll fill up your free time if you sit another song, replace your midnight pining for a bill in a thong. In case you need a hat in place, just out of reach from the jar. 'Cause I don't wanna stay here any more than you. When she takes you by the hand and makes you feel like her sweetheart, don't fall apart, no, she's tricked them before, she's tricked them before. 'Cause you won't be there to see her leaving, and you wouldn't be caught dead waving goodbye, 'cause you're busy believing that she'll be back again. Miss Mary, but we haven't got enough. I can run to a machine, there's no need to get rough just yet. Oh yeah, just wait before we get them involved. We scraped up some change, not even close to the top. Might have had enough if mine taking a stab. That stung the tip of my tongue, only just a second too late. 'Cause I don't wanna stay here any more than you. If she takes you back again, see if they'll take an IOU instead of you. And if not, well then you better tighten your laces, 'cause you won't be there to see her leaving, and you wouldn't be caught dead waving goodbye, 'cause you're busy believing that she'll be back again. When she takes you by the hand and makes you feel like her sweetheart, don't fall apart, no, she's tricked them before, she's tricked them before. 'Cause you won't be there to see her leaving, and you wouldn't be caught dead waving goodbye, 'cause you're busy believing that she'll be back again.
And that be the Bandicoots. Where'd the name come from? Just sounded cool.
It's such a bad story.
Is it that they're the best?
And it's just lame. It's I literally wanted the, so it starts with a B, right? What other bands might start with? And I just wanted, as I'm scrolling down iTunes, or if you have your record collection,
Yeah.
and I want ours to be slotted in right beside the Beatles, you know?
You were before the
Yeah, we're
BA.
before, so therefore
Well done.
better, maybe?
That just has enough wonderful selfish cynicism that you need to do that, because you
Yeah.
have to actually look for those little minute advantages, those little points of leverage.
That'll
But
come to bite us.
somehow the name has the brilliant irreverence that kind of reflects the band. It's a great sound. We're going to hear one more live, and then after that, we've got one more off of the upcoming EP that you can get yourselves a copy of. But you got to come out. You got to come out to This Ain't Hollywood on Friday, what, June the 3rd?
June 3rd.
June
With
3rd.
White Crowleys as well.
White Crows.
Jaunt.
And that is a show. Shows. Lou's show today. He went on about Barber Shop podcast, as he does, because he's a supporter and we're a supporter of him. Love the man. Love the club. Go check them out. The Bandicoots at This Ain't Hollywood on June 3rd. It's a Friday if you're watching this show on YouTube on June 2nd, or even the afternoon or the early evening of June 3rd. You can still make it out. And if it's afterwards, you're like, wow, look how young those guys are. Because you guys will be like 70 when you're all decrepit and rich, and there'll be all these like terrible stories about you. But the internet is alive forever. All right, tell us what you're going to play now.
This is Just After Dark off our first EP.
Off
The first song we ever put out.
The first one that we thought was somewhat good enough to show people. So we're going to do that for you guys. We'll give you some new stuff, and here's a nice oldie.
Yeah, that you know is going to be tight as a toiga, because they've played it, and they love it enough to hate it. All right, right here, right now. Bandicoots, live at Barber Shop Podcast.com.
Have you seen my heart lately, my friend? I can't seem to find that pesky old thing. Right up the floorboards and flipped through the books, checked all the corners and quizzed all the crooks. Now I didn't find much, but what I found was a clue. A tattered old paper that led me to you. You'll find me at the parlor, the letter did say Loopy had writing in time and the tape. Baby, it's not here either, but you should keep on the vigilance, the innocence, because it's just after dark. Could be any dropper, a shade shiner, or just a shoddy private eye. When I arrived at the scene, greeted by a girl wearing red cowboy boots and a face that said, I'm ready when you are. Now I didn't find much, but what I found was a clue. A tattered old paper that led me to you. You'll find me at the parlor, the letter to say Loopy handwriting, that's the wrong verse, baby. It's not here either, but you should keep up the vigilance, innocence, because it's just after dark. Could be any dropper, shade, issue shiner, or just a shoddy private eye. Now this girl seemed like she could have been some fun, but unfortunately I still had some errands to run. Detective, I owe it to my badge and my gun, so shoot me, I'll shoot me. Lorant on the bass guitar. We've got Andrew on the drum. Who's that man on the guitar? That's Nic Kozel. My name's Justin. Thanks for having us, Barber Shop. Been a blast. Then a light bulb shot up from the top of my head. Perhaps the answers lie no farther than my own bed. So I rush home to
Killed it. Bandicoots, catch them live. This is in Hollywood, the 3rd of June, Friday night here in Hamilton. Great musical city. And you can get their EP because it's going to be an EP release. We got one more track off of that right after we give a shout out to our great tax lady because she's a killer. And you need your taxes done because you're late. And if you do owe money, it'll be a smaller beating if you get it done now. And if they owe you money, it's so great when you get a nice fat check from the government. Check them out. Hamilton is home to taxes done right. And get her done. They do it for you, hook you up to auto e-filing, professional, fully licensed service, 20 years experience, bookkeeping, tax preparation, and even if you just mention Barber Shop Podcast, should probably cut you for the 5% discount that guests of the show get. Get what's coming to you from the G-Man, from Taxes Done Right. And get what's coming to you on Friday, the 3rd of June. Get a copy of an EP. The title of the EP being?
Quarters at the Penny Arcade.
Oh, that sounds too good.
You've got too much. You can't use it at the Penny Arcade.
You can't.
You got quarters, unless you break it.
Well,
wow, dude.
Even in my time, there was no such thing as a Penny Arcade. It was strictly a term from the past. Stuck at the Carnival. The Bandicoots on barbershoppodcast.com.
Before you began, Robert tossed me out on her way to the diner.
Bandicoots live here and on their new EP. You're going to check it out at, their EP release at This Ain't Hollywood on the night of Friday, the 3rd of June. And for Ryan Cannon and Gary Greenland and the Bandicoots and everyone who loves music and what is musical lovely. Take bow, boys. Oh, yeah. Well done. This and every Wednesday. Next week, Sinburn. Come and get yourself some metal madness, some redemption. Barber Shop Podcast. See you next week.